So, $2 Radio, when was it started?
2005.
And why was it?
It might have been, well, it says there since 2005, but I think it might have been 2004.
2004. And why was it, like, how did it come about? Why did it come about?
Well, Eric could probably answer this better. So we should probably wait for him.
Alright, here it comes. Here it comes. Okay. Eric, why was $2 Radio started?
Why was it started?
Remember, he's running out of batteries.
Okay, well, it looked like there was a lot of batteries.
I know, and now it's not giving me the warning. So.
Okay, alright.
So $2 Radio was started because what?
Well, at the time, I felt like my appetite as a reader wasn't being satisfied. I was starting to read a bunch of different books that were published by some of the smaller, spunkier presses, and then also we were living in San Diego, and we ended up.
Was it spunky?
I could hear the alarm that you were holding.
At the Crapalacha reading.
Sorry.
And we ended up picking up this book called The Business of Books, and the subtitle is How International Conglomerates Took Over Publishing and Changed the Way We Read. And it's by an old publisher who used to be at Pantheon named Andre Schifrin. And he just kind of chronicles the shift in ideology in book publishing from around post-World War II period to the 90s. So and so that kind of inspired, and Eliza read it too, and it inspired both of us.
Where were you at that time? You weren't in Columbus, Ohio, where you are now.
No, we were living in San Diego,
right.
And we were. I was reading books published by spunkier indie presses, and then I was gobbling up issues of Punk Planet too. And they did an entire issue called The Revenge of Print, or focused around that theme. And there was a piece written by the publisher of Akashic Books named Johnny Temple, and he was basically making the case for why everyone should start their own press, just because it was more affordable than ever. The technology was there where you could do the design and stuff on your own. And so he actually put his email address in the piece that he wrote. He said, if anyone wants to start their own press, just drop me a line, and we always get more submissions than you could ever possibly want to publish that are quality. So I sent him an email.
And that was, the article had been written years before.
Yeah, it had been published a couple of years before. So I sent him an email, and he sent me a couple manuscripts. And then a couple of years later, when we moved back to New York and we were living in Brooklyn, I was thinking that I would pay the favor forward and do this interview with him for this magazine that was based in San Diego called Modern Fix. And so I went over to the office to do the interview with Johnny, and he was more into passing on more manuscripts to us than he was in sitting down and doing an interview.
Are you guys going to pass along manuscripts to me when this is done?
We always do pass along manuscripts. If you're starting your own press, yeah.
I'm totally Eliza, you were talking about how it started, why it started. It started in San Diego, then it moves to Brooklyn. And how does it end up here in Columbus?
Kids.
We had a baby.
You had a baby. And you came to Columbus because Columbus is
his parents.
The baby capital. Your parents are here.
Yeah.
So for help with the children.
Well, actually, we lived in Granville, which is where he grew up and where his parents were for 5 years.
Granville, Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're home to Denison University and Wits Custard.
And you guys were doing the press from there.
Yes, it was really culturally isolating for us.
Which was good.
It was good because it allowed us to just hunker down and focus on the company.
There were no fancy, fun nighttime activities to distract us. It was work instead.
Yeah.
And then, but it was really, it's been great because when we first moved to Columbus, we always we always dismissed it as an in-between place. We're just gonna go there for a couple of years and lay low until we can rejoin society. And then,
can we take that part out?
No, if anything's going in, that's going in.
But
Because we were in San Diego.
I get it, yeah, yeah.
And
So
there was no
that's-
ocean.
Right,
that's how we
right.
felt when we first moved
Yeah,
here.
of course,
I mean,
of course.
honestly. And then, especially in Granville, and then when we moved to Clintonville, this neighborhood in particular really feels like home. You know, we met so many interesting, awesome people, like doing different things. Like you mentioned, people who have, you know, are roasting their own coffee beans in their garage and that sort of thing. So everyone's kind of has a toehold in the arts in some way too. So we feel really comfortable here and we love it here.
And it's sort of Columbus really is like sort of a unique place, right? Like that. I mean, it's it's sort of like a middle class art.
And things are still affordable here. Like you can still do things.
It's not like Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Where you have the guy roasting
idea.
coffee beans, but it's you know $10,000 a month apartment.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know where like maybe 20 years ago in Dumbo you could have gotten a cheap warehouse space with some other people and done some cool things. Like that kind of thing seems to be happening, and the opportunities are there for that stuff to happen here in Columbus.
So do you think that Columbus is the next Brooklyn?
I hope not. I mean,
No. All right.
things are happening here.
Yeah,
I
things
guess
are
that's what
happening.
it is.
Yeah, I just mean it like okay. Is anyway? All
I
right.
think a lot of people have this idea correctly in some ways that the Midwest is kind of like a safety net for a lot of people, and it's becoming this interesting new place. I think,
Right.
because things are affordable and there's opportunity here, where I think hopefully it's kind of shedding that idea. I've read someone sent me this link to a thing by someone who teaches at OSU. I can't remember his name. His focus is on postmodernism. I don't know if you know that guy.
What's his name?
I can't remember his name. I don't know his name.
But that was enough for
Oh,
you
does
to
it
go on?
feel? Well, does
But
it
the
feel?
whole thing that
Does
he
it feel?
wrote on
Yeah.
was about why Ohio is the subject in a lot of different postmodern stories. And
Oh, you haven't told me about this.
yeah, and it's really interesting because he talks about Oz and the Wizard of Oz, and you know how
Is Oz in Ohio?
no,
Oh.
but he uses that to illustrate how like Oz is in Kansas,
Yeah.
and so the frontiers used to be, it used to be out west, and now we're sort of looking inward, and so there's this whole like new inner zone in Ohio where it's new things are happening.
Yeah, right on.
It's first hallowed ground.